and I had time to think about the law and what it would mean. And what I learned when I was in the Arkansas Department of Correction will stay inside my head for the next few years. And I mean stay there, you know. But that's another story, and we can get on that later. This is just a little introduction of who is Charles Neely. Well, I got out of the penitentiary in 1990 and came to Little Rock, and I got in some trouble again, and apparently I didn't learn anything. You know, but this time I didn't go to prison because, well, apparently I learned something when I was down there. And what I got in trouble was for writing hot checks, which I made restitution. And I got in some more trouble. To me, this was trouble that really accelerated the old bean bargain here. I was convicted of trespassing on state property and unauthorized use of a computer at the UAMS lab in Little Rock, Arkansas. It stands for the University of Arkansas at Little Rock Medical Center. For that, I did 45 days in jail, you know, paid restitution, and got out. After that, well, I would get in no more trouble. But what I learned on computers, I learned to use what I'm doing now. When I lost my job at Arkansas State Sales, I was on the street between 2001 to 2008. And in the time that I was there on the street, I learned to do one thing. Complain, 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 rather than doing something about my situation. And it got to the point where I hated being homeless. I hated the police harassing me. And all that changed one day when I was down in front of the post office on Capitol Street, going in the garbage can trying to get something to eat, a sandwich or anything. You know, and the police rode up on 2 bike patrol officers, female, said, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I'm going to explain where I'm going with this. I said, "Officer, it's just a sandwich. I'm trying to get something to eat. You know what I mean? The soup lines are closed." "Well, you need to be doing that at nighttime." Quote, quote, quote. I said, "Officer, no disrespect, but this is a sandwich." They had some ants on that, just brushed them off right in front of them. And I said, "You can take me to jail once I eat it." Her partner looked at us and they rolled off. I would learn something from that. But being on the street, trying to scrounge for food and, you know, I would learn something. What I learned was people going to look down on you. No matter how your status is, they're going to look down on you when you're lower than them. 2 days later, this is when I started getting involved and stopped saying, "It's not my problem." I was sitting on a park bench down here in the front park of Little Rock, and a man named Into came up to me. He said, "Charles, I want to talk to you about something." I said, "What, man?" Just like this. He said, "I seen you at the library. You always on the computers, and I be seeing you writing up stuff all the time." He said, "You got a gift. That gift can be used to help us, you know, the homeless." And I'm thinking about, what are you talking about, man? I just be playing games sometimes when the staff ain't looking because we could play games and stuff, you know, they ate up banging with. He said, "I seen you, man." He said, "You're good at what you do." He said, "Won't you take that gift that you got, that the good Lord gave you, and use it, man?" He said, "I see you got a little video camera." I'm just using this, so, you know, just to emphasize. He said, "All you do is go around interviewing the homeless and stuff." He said, "Why don't you put that on the internet and let the whole world know what's happening here in Little Rock?" He said, "Think about it." He got up and left. I never saw him again after that. And I got to thinking about what he said. At that time, you know, I didn't know nothing about YouTube or anything like that. But I knew there were video hosting sites I could put stuff up on, and I knew there was a website I could set up a website. At that time, I wasn't familiar with the term blogging. So I thought about it. 4 hours later, I was at the library writing up a one-page letter called "Little Rock Sucks." and I put some pictures in there and stuff like that. And I hosted on a website called GeoCity, which was later owned by Yahoo. From that one letter called Little Rock Sucks, I built up a website around it, you know, and I just started explaining everything that was happening as a homeless person here in the city of Little Rock. I no longer have that website. It's been taken down by Yahoo GeoCity because they're through doing free hosting. But my website made an impact. I started getting noticed in the newspapers and stuff, and finally got noticed by, I got to give props what props is due, Andy Pearson. He's an anchorman for Channel 11. He still does occasional spots there. Andy Pearson gave me a shot like I would never believe, and that would lead me to some fame. A little bit, not much. The fame was about me being on the street, running around with a laptop, documenting the price of the homes. I had a webcam on top of it. At that time, I couldn't afford stuff like small micro cameras. I would later, with the blessing of the Lord, find stuff like this in the garbage can. And I started documenting, and they put up a little news piece on me. That's right on your screen there. And that pretty much got me noticed, but it did not get me fame. It got me noticed, but no fame. That wasn't the point. The point was City Hall, the police department, they knew there was somebody out here championing for the homeless, and that was me. And I championed hard too. I mean, I championed in the face of getting shot, arrested, and everything else. Still, I stayed the course. You know, I stayed the course. But I also used some of this. That's why when I got out of the penitentiary back in 1990, I stayed out of the penitentiary. It is 2010. Still got in some trouble, but not back down there no more. To sum it all up, I just stopped saying it's not my problem. It is my problem until like in this upcoming election. You know, that's my problem too, because you're going to have the same old tired people running around giving you the same old smooth stuff. You know, for instance, this. You know, that's just one of many things I would like to touch on, but not right now. So, I know Arkansas in the 2nd Congressional District, all the way from Conway to Marvin to Little Rock and, you know, Clinton. I know I'm the best choice, and I will be running as an independent. And I'm being honest with you as much as I can remember, because age is creeping up on me now. I believe that the issues are very important this year. It's going to be one of the most important elections ever. I also believe that we are a nation of laws, and I learned that the hard way, and that we need to enforce the rule of law.